Let's see how they line up on the Shell Helix grid board. The Super Tourers at Mount Panorama on pole position. Craig Baird, the New Zealander, with Jeff Brabham, his BMW teammate, alongside him. Row 2, Brad Jones in the first of the Audi Sport Quattros, and Paul Morris in the third BMW. Row 3, Jim Richards in the Volvo with Jeff Paul alongside in the Peugeot. Row 4, Mark Addis in the second Peugeot, and Tamara Vidali all the way from Italy in the second Audi Quattro. Stephen Voigt and Paul Nelson line up behind them. Row 6, Rob Tweedy and Kurt Kratzmann. And on the final row of the grid, Bob Holden in the Faber-Castell BMW. Standing by for the start of the Super Tourers at Mount Panorama. Joining us in commentary today, the reigning British touring car champion, John Clellan. John, great competition ahead of us. Just 10 seconds away from the start, and away they go off the line. Craig Baird, the pole man, and the Audis left behind.
Not a good start there for Brad.
Up to the first corner. Great start from the pole man Baird. The two BMWs filed in behind him, so it's 1, 2, 3 for the Bavarian manufacturer, the Audi in fourth, as they climb Mountain Straight for the first of 5 laps. And I guess, John, the Audi 70 kilos heavier than the BMW in the current trim. It might struggle climbing up this hill.
Yeah, for sure. He's going to lose out to Jim Richards by the look of things here.
But Jimmy Richards,
yeah,
in the Volvo, sneaks up the inside of Brad Jones. Plenty of grunt in a straight line from the Volvo. He takes the Audi, moves up to fourth position as they come up the shelf for the first time.
And nonetheless, with the four-wheel drive, we might have expected the Audis to get off the line a little bit quicker, but they didn't. And Brad Jones is struggling a little bit here at the moment in 5th place as they go up the mountain for the first time.
I'm disappointed the way Brad didn't get off the line there. Normally these Audis just leave the line like scalded cats.
And he's got the Peugeot right up behind him as well. So it looks like he's struggling for speed climbing up the hill for the first time. Across the top of the mountain. And I guess these 2-litre cars, very lightweight, quite small. John Clellan, these would be just as quick, if not quicker, than the 5-litre cars across the top.
I would reckon from the cutting from BP all the way across the top to McPhillamy and Skyline, and even down to Forest Elbow, they'd be equally as fast, if not faster, in some areas, particularly here, than the 5-litre cars would be, because they're very light and nimble.
BMW freight train down the mountain for the first time. Craig Baird, his first drive of the Diet Coke BMW team here, 26 years of age, from Hamilton in New Zealand. Multiple New Zealand kart champion, multiple winner also in open wheelers, Formula Fords, Formula Atlantics. Currently driving for BMW in South Africa this year. And certainly a very impressive showing in his first run at Mount Panorama. Leads his teammates down Conrod Straight for the first time. Richards in fourth position in the Volvo. And looks like Brad Jones gathering speed as he holds on to 5th position.
I don't suppose there'll be any team orders between these 3 BMWs. That could be quite entertaining as the race progresses.
Baird leads him through the first time, braking hard for Caltech's chase. Jim Richards replacing Peter Brock in the Volvo in 4th position. Brock wanting to concentrate on his Holden Racing Team commitments this weekend. So Jim Richards has proven a master at just about anything he drives, having a great time in the Volvo at Mount Panorama. Braking hard as they swing on to pit straight. 1 lap completed, 4 to go. The BMW steamroller at the front of the pack. Baird in first, Brabham in second, Morris in third, Jimmy Richards in fourth, Brad Jones in 5th, and Jeff Paul in the first of the Peugeots in 6th position.
I'll tell you one man who might be a bit disappointed with this at the moment is Morris in 3rd position, because I would have expected to see him probably right up there with Craig Baird rather than sitting in 3rd at the moment. And he doesn't look, at the moment, at this stage, after just 1 lap, but he doesn't look to have had much of an opportunity to move up.
No, he's going to be disappointed he's not far back at the moment.
Currently 3rd in the Australian Super Touring Championship. Just a reminder, this is not a championship round of that series. It's a separate race at Mount Panorama, but Paul Morris currently 3rd with 118 points. 1 pole position, 1 race win at Lakeside this year. Just an indication after his dominance last year of how the Audis have come on strong in 96 with the new A4.
I think Jimmy Richards is doing a terrific job there hanging on, because he's really never driven the car until this weekend.
We've seen Jim Richards before, 5 times Bathurst winner, 4 times Australian touring car champion. He's won just about everything. Runs in stock cars, runs in 2 litres, runs 5 litres, and thoroughly enjoys his motorsport. There he is in 4th position in the Volvo. And I've got to say, out of all these cars at Mount Panorama, this 5-cylinder Volvo sounds fantastic.
That's a glorious sounding car.
Car prepared by George Shepherd. Next TWR car from the British Touring Car Championship, run by Tim Harvey and Ricard Rydell in 95. And look at Brad Jones closing on the back of the Volvo as they run down the mountain. We take race cam on the front of the Audi A4, right up behind the Volvo 850 of Jim Richards.
Where the Audi normally scores is on the braking. It's very good with the 4-wheel drive when you brake very hard. But the Volvo will pull away in straight line speed here.
We've got a number of different drivetrain configurations here, John. Rear-wheel drive BMW, front-wheel drive Volvo, and 4-wheel drive Audi. Where would, on this circuit, would the various cars have an advantage? I guess the two-wheel drive would struggle through some of the faster corners.
The front-wheel drive will struggle on some of the slower corners, but the rear-wheel drive BMWs will be very good on when they squat down coming out of the left-hander in the chase here, onto Murray's and then down to Hell Corner. It'll be very good through there. Front-wheel drive struggled a little bit, but in general terms, the front-wheel drive Volvo will be very fast in a straight line.
Look at Jimmy
down
Richards.
alongside.
Yep, he's on the outside. Paul Morris.
It's not going to work, Jim.
So Morris carrying the number 1 plate from his victory last year. 3 laps to go, but Richards is really attacking the BMW. He's all over Morris as they come onto pit straight this time. Good run out of the corner, edging alongside. He may have just enough under brakes.
Yep,
yes.
got him. I put my money on Richo now.
Well, the Volvo's not lacking for squirt in a straight line. It's got a bit of a weight advantage over the BMWs too, with front-wheel drive. It's 25 kilograms lighter than the BM, so you'll be enjoying that weight advantage up Mountain Straight. But as you can see here, from the front of Brad Jones' car, those BMWs are not lacking for horsepower.
Now, the Audi struggles a little bit uphill, but it does gain on the downhill sessions. It does gain on braking and the ability to come out of the slower corners much faster. See how he carried the speed through there, much better than the BMW.
Yeah, really making up big ground on the BMW up the top of the hill. Richards just in front there. You can see Morris very annoyed about losing that position to Richards. Look at that aggressive wing, this 96 specification wing package on these 95 cars. And that massive wing on the back of the BMW, big gurney flap catching all the wind. As Morris brings it across the top of the mountain. Jones trying to attack, but he just doesn't have the speed of these cars at this section of the circuit. Morris not giving away either. Jim Richards has got him on pit straight, but boy, he's going to have to work hard for it. Look at Morris all over him as they come through McPhillamy Park.
That's going to be slowing Jim down slightly too. He's going to have to fend off Morris here.
Yeah, it's also allowed Brad Jones to close right up onto the back of Morris's car now.
Equally, Morris is going to have to watch what Brad does to him, though. That's going to maybe give Jim a bit of a chance to get away.
So braking hard, Forest Elbow, good clean run onto Conrod Straight.
Now the Volvo should pull away here.
Is there much difference in technique required, John, when you're driving a front-wheel drive car compared to a rear-wheel drive car?
Yes, with the front-wheel drive car, you have to be very delicate. You have to drive it with your fingertips and be very neat and tidy, because with 300 brake horsepower and 9-inch wide tyres, you really have to be precise, so you just screw all the speed off the car and it just goes nowhere.
The thing that impresses me about these cars is, I think at Monza at the World Cup, they recorded 175 mile an hour on the main straight. For a car with just 300 horsepower, 1,000 kilos, it just shows the potency of a good power-to-weight ratio package. So we take race cam again on the front of the Audi. Baird still in control. 1.3 seconds up on Brabham. Richards snapping away at the heels. The BMW pair, 2 laps to go as they come across the start-finish line. Now Jimmy Richards, out of all these cars, he's making a real charge here. He's opened up a bit of a gap on Morris.
I think he's the fastest man on the track at the moment, does he not?
He certainly, no, I was going to say, but it's 2:20.73 for Jeff Brabham, the fastest man so far. Richards has done a 2:21.3, so he's about 6/10 slower than Morris in overall fastest lap terms, but boy, on the track he's really going for it. Look at this race cam shot. Oh, one of the Peugeots, I think it is.
That's a familiar sight in Britain.
Yes, just as Patrick Watson.
Another dead Peugeot.
Yeah, one of the Foxtel Peugeots. Jeffrey Fuller, Mark Adderton, you can't see the number of the car, but he is out for the day. We go back to race cam on the front of Brad Jones' Audi A4. And this great scrap between Volvo, BMW and Audi. Whoa, Morris gets very wide on the way out of the cutting.
3 different sets of tyres there too. Yokohama, Dunlop and Michelin.
Does the four-wheel drive of the Audi have much more of an effect on tyres at all?
Well, what it does is it spreads the load better on the tyre wear and the braking. The car is very stable then, and it's not very hard on its tyres, and therefore as the race progresses, the Audi is just as strong at the end as it was at the beginning.
It's fascinating watching the Volvo and the BMW ahead of Jones. Morris really pounces on Richards across the top of the mountain.
I would think that BMW would be much more stable across the top than the front-wheel drive Volvo. It would be a little bit light, but then as they come out of Forest Elbow, Jim will be gone.
Well, look at Bradley Jones maybe boxed in here. He doesn't quite have enough in a straight line to blast past this pair, and they're very strong on the twisty, fast bits of the circuit. So he's going to have to push harder away from mistake from the 2 in front if he's going to get in front. Baird still in control. Brabham in second.
They're not pulling away, though.
No.
Jim's hanging on well.
So the fastest lap so far, 2:27.3 on Morris. Brabham, sorry, at 2:20.31 in qualifying. So he's only about half a second off his qualifying pace. Morris really pushing hard and closing the gap.
I'll tell you what, Brabham's going to
have a look down the inside.
Yep. With Brabham, switches left, switches right. Under brakes, just a puff of smoke from Baird. Gets a little bit sideways. You can see he's feeling the pressure now. 1 lap to go.
Could get him down the inside, yeah.
6.2 kilometres left of Mount Panorama. Here comes Brabham. Has a look down the inside. He'll go ultra deep under brakes. He'll try it.
Yeah.
Side by side as they come through the corner.
That should help Jim Richards. He'll close in here.
Baird got squeezed over in the dirt, lost a bit of speed. As John Cleland said, Jim Richards will take advantage of that. Nice squeeze run. It'll be side by side as they come up Mountain Straight. Look at the squirt from this Volvo. The final time.
Jim could just get this.
Side by side as they come over the rise.
He's not on the right line, unfortunately.
Yep. Brabham.
It's a good battle. 5 cars there.
Brabham in control. Baird back to second. He'll be angry about that. He's led most of the race. So a great battle here. BMW, Volvo, Audi coming under fire from another of the BMWs.
It's amazing how that little slip between these two leading cars here bunched the whole pack up again.
Yep, it's the last lap. Last opportunity for Jimmy Richards. Whoa!
Hits the wall.
Paul Morris, way out of shape coming through Reed Park. Got up on the ribble strips, actually brushed the wall.
He's trying really hard.
And a great save by the young Queenslander. Across the top for the final time. Morris back there. His teammate Brabham well in control. Opened up a couple of car lengths on Baird. Look at that on replay. Look at Morris. Crunch.
Managed to keep the wing mirrors on, though. That was a good run.
I tell you what, Brad Jones, his heart might have missed a beat there as well.
Whoa!
Brabham spun.
Brabham, now he spun coming down the hill. That's exactly the same place where Terry Finnegan went off.
Pushing too hard.
Well.
He will not be a happy boy.
No. So he had the race shot to bits. Baird, meanwhile, takes back the lead. That moves Jimmy Richards up to second position.
And Brad Jones third, and Morris has dropped back to fourth.
Dear, oh dear. So Brabham will not be happy when he gets back to the pits. I'm pretty sure he had that one in the bag. Here comes Craig Baird, the New Zealander, flown in especially for this race, doing a great job for BMW Australia. Volvo in second. Talk about great jobs. I think the Volvo boys would be doing handstands with this result. Jimmy Richards up to second position.
Brad Jones must have thought it was Christmas. Everything happened in front of him there.
So, last lap, last corner for Craig Baird, all the way from Hamilton, New Zealand. First up win in the BMW at Mount Panorama as he crosses the line to take the checkered flag. Jimmy Richards in the Volvo 850 in second, and Bradley Jones in the Audi A4 in third. Well, let's just have a look at that incident again with Jeff Brabham. A great overtaking. They've had the race in the bag, got all out of shape coming over the top of the mountain. A big lose, airborne, the car right off the ground, sliding across the track. Cars behind trying to take evasive action. He's heading toward the concrete wall. He may just have avoided it. Very lucky guy, Jeff Brabham. Boy, oh boy. Back with more action in just a moment.